here. We'll do one more hour. Crackleville is a country. It's a mix of a store and restaurant. It's very country-ish, retro vibing. But it's just a food restaurant mainly, but it does have a store area for. I like when I took William there, I told him I guess you could consider it a restroom equivalent of a tourist trap. Let's see, what we got in the map? Gold thing there. Gold, no token thing there. Don't look like it, so I guess we'll go for the gold. But yeah, but me and my dad went yesterday. Oh, I need to put the oil down for the second thing. We went over yesterday, and I actually when William was visiting, I told him about these really big Reese's cups that they didn't have while he was over here. Well, they had some yesterday. I was like, ah, oh, damn it, I wanted to show those to William. I do prefer chicken. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I guess to be fair, I did show her as a book though, but anyway, at this point, well, I need ingots and cloth to make the better outfit stuff. I do need to make more accessories too. How do we make this? I don't really like too many other types of meat. Yeah, use that gold thread here. Ingots. Man, everything's just fucking grayed out. Like anything I can use, for fuck's sake? Nothing to gain, so just slap it to. Whoa, that is a. That's a really big size on that. So what the hell are those supposed to be? Unique value of the quality. Huh. Interesting. Ooh, that's really bad. 26. That's like horrible. Terrible. Awful. Dreadful. So, I don't know if you can use that with it. But yeah, we need those. Unless they, and be fair, there might be new weapons in armor stuff to make. To be fair, I probably. God damn it! Of course, it's fucking closed now. Wow, that's a lot of days. Good night. Yeah. Okay. let's go see if anything particular. Huh?
Sophie, ちょっとね、ちょっとだけね、聞きたいことがあるのだけど。なんですか、レオンさん。聞きたいことって。あなたってどんな服が好みなの？はい？急にどうしたんですか？いえ、特に理由はないわよ。ただ少し気になっただけだもの。
But that don't seem like sus at all. Perfectly normal. Nothing alarming or anything there at all. Not even remotely.
服の好みか。難しいですね。ほら、こんな色がいいとか、形がいいとか、いろいろあるでしょ。色は明るい色がいいかな。形は特にこだわらないけど、動きやすいのが好きです。他にはないのかしら。そうですね。なるほど、よくわかったわ。ありがとう。いえ、すいません、まとまりがなくて。でも私の服の好みなんか聞いて何かの役に立つんですか？とっても役に立つ。
Yes, I'm gonna start a new Alchemist line.
そうなんですか？それは一体どんなことに？それはまあ一緒。とにかくご協力に感謝するわ。
Secrets. Oh, come on, it should be like pretty freaking obvious. I guess not. Anyway. So let's see. Ooh. Oh, lots of new shit. Gold jacket. Oh, that uses that new cloth. There's still a spot right next to the main counter that's not filled in. And then there's 3 more slots at the end. And I still don't know a fortune teller. So almost everyone can use that. Okay, they can wear the one-door short. Like, you mean breaded skin, or do you mean like I usually get like boneless chicken. So yeah, so you mean like I don't usually really eat that because I usually get boneless chicken. Anyway, so he should have. So he hasn't upgraded weapons. He doesn't have access to that new ingot. So I don't know if I need to talk to him more or do stuff. Has to be something made. Oh, or maybe not. But how happy? Not happy enough to get new stuff. Well, weapon-wise, I got 4 of the killers that need an upgraded weapon, so I can work on that for that regards. Oh. Yeah, you can get like a I can't say the word properly, where you just get a whole chicken fucking cooked. You can get those actually at Walmart. You can just go straight to Walmart and get a whole fucking chicken that's just cooked for like, I think it's like $7-8. Sometimes on sale for like $5. So yeah, if you go to the deli, you can get all kinds of chicken stuff. But yeah, you can get a whole chicken just roasted. They're pretty common, picked up by people. I don't usually buy their chicken too often myself. It's pretty plain chicken, but you know, if you're hungry, it gets the job done. So, what kind of materials do I need for this cloth? So I need animal fur, plant wattle, and spider webs. So spider webs and fur are the 2 main ingredients. So let's first see what is a good spot for spider webs. I know there was one. Forgotten nursery and the flower garden. I think the nursery was where we found a whole bunch of think. It might have been the flower. I think the flower garden's where that big mine was. I think that's actually 15 HP. Oh my gosh, the wall. I think it was this cave that I'm thinking of. I think this used to be dangerous. Now it's just pathetic. Plus it'll let me get some of that yellow stuff that I need for ingots, so kinda works. There's one. Oop. So these things should be completely easy. Also super worthless. Ooh, yay, silver one. Okay. Well done. Mature dinosaurs. Oh yeah, my sister's chickens give us lots of eggs. And they're very good at getting a lot of bugs in the yard too. So they make very good pest exterminators too. need to find a spot with some of the Fang enemies that can be farmed quickly for some animal fours.
今日も一日頑張っちゃうよ。よいしょ。少し楽ができそうね。
That's usually when you get like cut up chicken meat. That's usually what you get is breast meat usually.
もう終わりか。不完全燃焼だね。油断しないで一気に片付けよう。
That means you're just so worthless.
早く植物観察に戻らないと。
There we go. A whole lot of spots now. Cobwebs.
何が取れるかに使うかまるでわからないよ。よいしょ。
よーし、パパッとやっつけようぜ。
当たれ。
てやっ。とりゃ。僕が出よう。
行くわよ。
There we go.
余裕の勝利ね。
Should be almost full on items, I imagine.
たくさん取っちゃうよ。よいしょ。少し楽ができそうね。
So hopefully that'll be a good stock of webs.
当たれ。
はっ。
チャンスだよ。や。
僕が出よう。
This was originally a PS3 game. Oh. I think I didn't get to see the pop-up, yeah. So, we got the max now. But yeah, this was originally a PS3 game. Oh, this is definitely not a PS2 game. Oh boy. If this was PS2, then man, that's some really good PS2 shit. But I'm sorry, 3D models were not that smooth on PS2. I'm very sorry. Your nostalgic memories for Kingdom of Hearts are not that smooth when you go back and look at them. Let's see. Let's spell again. I'll get an exact year though. Let's see. Get a wiki page, please. So I just want to know the year here. Okay, so the original release was PS3 for Japan in 2015. Then for the Vita, also in 2000 Vita, which actually came out. So that's interesting. So we never got the original PS3 version. Apparently in America we got the PS4 version and the Vita version. Man, 2015. We got them in 2016. And then the Nintendo Switch version, which is what I'm playing now, came out in 2021 according to the wiki. I want to say it wasn't maybe 2 years? I'm not sure. Either way. But, yeah. Oh, and now I see what pad means by the cover. They even put whole doll body on the cover. Man, they really didn't want to keep that a secret at all, did they? Like, seriously? That just seems kind of odd to me. Yes, this is on the Switch, if you don't know this. So this collection and there were 2 collections of 3 games on the Switch physically on PlayAsia, which is a very nice way to get these because these are the complete versions that have all the DLC and everything and stuff like that. They are a bit pricey though. They're not like normal collections that you usually see. It's like, oh, here's like 20 Capcom games for $30. It's like, oh no, I'm very sorry. If you're looking at that for these, then you will be very sad to know that these are actually very pricey. Because you gotta keep in mind, these are on the expensive Switch cartridges. These are PS3 games. 3 PS3 games stuffed onto a single Switch cartridge in their entirety. Oh no, that's not to say PS2 didn't have a style. It's just, I'm sorry, the character models, these character models would not be on the PS2. I'm sorry, there was not enough jagginess to them. Anyway, so we're full on items, so we need to go dump the items we got. So that'll give us plenty of spider web with hopefully some abilities on them, hopefully. Now we want to go find a place where animal fur type things are gonna be plentifully common, because we have to. I don't think we found them gathering before. I think we've always had to get them off mobs, so. So yeah, it doesn't tell me any. Thanks, game. I know there's a lot of them all over the place, but come on, you could give me a good recommendation on a good spot. Oh really? It used to be on sale. The Switch version. Oh, well, that one I'm not sure what the Switch version sells for. Let's take a look here. PlayAsia. Let's see. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet, $59.99 off PlayAsia. Wow, the PS4 version's $59.99 too. Well, I figured that would have been the Vita. Man, the Vita version's fucking $85.99 though. Good luck getting that. Holy crap. Oh, they made a new version with the VR stuff on it? Ooh. I wonder if the VR stuff is on the disc itself. Oh, not that I have a particular reason to want to know if that's on the disc, you know? I mean, there's no reasons at all, though. Buying Asian versions on Amazon is usually a terrible idea. You should almost never do that. Not necessarily always. Yeah, because the people on Amazon or third-party sellers selling you the Asian version, which they're gonna mock up to recoup money and earn profit. Which is why usually that's a horrible idea to buy Asian English versions off Amazon, because most of the people on there are exclusively doing that. They'll they're reselling it for a profit. They bought off PlayAsia and are just raising the cost. I would look into maybe how much it would cost to get through PlayAsia. Because PlayAsia... So, PlayAsia will currently give you free shipping if you... is it $90 worth of... Wait, I'm trying to... where's that ad thing? It's basically $100. If you want the free shipping, you can do $100 of things. The shipping, I think, is usually around $7.99. It can depend on the size of the item you're getting from them, though. Also, I'm sorry if you heard my dad just belch. He's apparently sitting out on the porch. I could very, very audibly hear him just belched. He's not very smart out there to know that he is loud and capable of being heard. But I would look into seeing how much PlayAsia would be for you. I do know you have like those weird mail tax stuff. What's that crap called again? VATs? I think it's called VATs, right? It's been a while. I think this place had a bunch of low-level beasts, I think. So I do know those things like that you have to keep in mind. But, I find it hard to imagine that it would cost you $90 in extra tax and shipping to get from PlayAsia. But, yeah. I don't ever recommend buying Asian English releases through Amazon sellers, usually. Like I said, like 99% of the time, they're likely going to be people who bought them from PlayAsia and are simply selling them on there because either the people are too lazy to look up other places that may sell them at better prices and stuff. Because people, you know, there's people who just literally buy everything off Amazon no matter what. Or the fact that for some people that is more convenient. Some people are willing to pay more money for convenience instead of having to go through other trouble and loops and crap. But it might be worth looking into that, seeing how much that might be through PlayAsia. But I find it hard to really think it'll somehow whack up to $90. I imagine even if they add all the VATs and most expensive shipping and whatever, I can't see it getting that high that easily. It'd have to be a lot of bullshit. But yeah. That's kinda inaccurate in a way. Because, the original PS4 version came out before Sony went crazy. Now, there was a second version, as I just mentioned, that is, here, let me go back. So the original version was called Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune. So apparently there's now a version called the PSVR Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet. Now, that I never heard of, so that had to have came out after, because basically this is the game that a lot of people blame Sony for starting a lot of controversial decisions on this. So anyway, let me get back over here. So that's kind of... Now, I'm sure the new version has new outfits, probably. So they might have retroactively took some stuff out. But I can't speak of this new version. I am curious because one of the things they were advertising was that there would be a VR update, but they made that update something you had to pay for. So, Sony, it's hard to know what, like, Sony basically is under the impression that Japan isn't being worth making money for anymore. So as a business, basically the mindset is we need to go global, and to go global we need to stop peddling anime, basically. PlayStation has pretty okay VR. I mean, obviously PC VR is able to do way much more, but I have seen some impressive PlayStation VR stuff. I don't know how good Dead or Alive VR is. I never got to try it, because like I said, it's something you had to pay extra for when it actually did come out. Which again is why I'm slightly wondering if this new version, if it's on the disc, because obviously I care about said content existing on the disc versus a download update. So I don't know if that's because as far as I know you have to pay for it. So let's see, they don't spawn at night here. Bah. Wait, is it topos I'm going for? Like, yeah. So here. Okay. It's funny how a family and children mocked console like this. Well, you know, the family-friendly thing is really a Western perceived thing from old marketing. Nintendo is really just everything. And Nintendo very rarely does much in regards of censorship, though they have done it. There was a Sega Saturn game that came out digitally on the Switch. And so apparently you're at I'm not 100% sure on these details, but apparently you can kind of have the waiting board in Japan kind of do a we're waiting, but we're waiting your game now, but you can release it digitally in the meantime, or some shit like that. So, this was an old Sega Saturn game. It was a Mahjong game. And it got released. And after, I think, like a week, they pulled the whole game off of the eShop. I think they spawned here at night. Now, the reason for this is, if anyone's familiar with a lot of Sega Saturn games, Sega Saturn had a lot of mature... The Dreamcast and Sega Saturn was before the Zero waiting board. The Zero waiting board came to being, I believe, near the end of the PS2's life, I believe. So, the Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn was an era of, you know, the near end of Sega's console life, and basically how they ran is just similar to American consoles. They essentially can say yeah or no to something coming out on the console. They have the last word, and it was basically like that in Japan. So, well, Japan is a lot more lenient about mature and sexual themes. Technically, the console manufacturers still got a say in whether said content or not was welcome to be on them. But during the end of Sega's console lifespans, they became a lot less picky. and like there are several basically borderline hentai type levels of games on, especially on the Saturn. Now, is this that boss thing again? Yeah. So it respawns? Silent Beast. Interesting. One really notorious game on the Saturn that I always remember is this shmup game, where basically all the bosses are a bunch of female pilots that are like mind controlled by some kind of evil, and basically the main character has to have intercourse with them to get rid of the mind control. Like, it's a very expensive Japanese Saturn game too. So it's like, good luck ever buying that. But, yeah, like, the Saturn and basically have borderline hentai games on it. Not so many on the Dreamcast, but there are a few questionable things in that regard on Dreamcast too. But, yeah. But because of the Zero board, that would likely never happen again. Ooh, that's a lot. I wonder if I can leave and it respawns again, or if time has to pass. I believe it has a PC version too, I believe. What board? Like Borderline? I mean, the Saturn especially had borderline hentai-ish like this. But basically this Mahjong game had perverted hentai-like stuff in it, and the Zero board's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, you mean the Zero board? That's the waiting board in Japan. Zero. It sounds kind of like Zero. Well, like I said, the Zero board came to be near the end of the PS2 era. If I remember correctly, it was because of a I can't remember if it was necessarily a shooting, but it was some incident where a school level type incident happened, and like Western media, it was basically like, oh, well, clearly video games did this, so. Wait, actually, oh, I'm on the other side. Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of the irony of the whole thing. Like, those who aren't familiar with Japan, Japan might be really more open about sexual content, but they are way crazy close-minded when it comes to violent content. Look up stuff like Dying Light, Resident Evil 7, or almost like any of the Resident Evil games in Japan have very interesting histories of censorship, things that were removed or changed. Resident Evil 7's a very interesting note in Japan because there were two versions of it. Essentially, what they decided to try and do, and I think it was an interesting idea, is by having one version, which is the dumbed down version that doesn't have the decapitation stuff, because that is a high rating in Japan. It's basically almost borderline adult only in Japan to have decapitation in that. But and then they had the Z weighted version, the Zero, which is their highest weighting, is a Z, which is essentially their AO weighting. But ultra violent games are usually either completely changed a lot in Japan, or they don't come out in Japan. Dead Rising was also a very interesting history in Japan. Like, for example, you could kill survivors in the Western version of Dead Rising 1, This feature was exclusive to the Western version. You could not actually kill survivors in the Japanese version. This was likely done to avoid having any of the type of kills or anything related to them. And you also could not decapitate the zombies. Yeah, Japan is, well, America is crazy on things that involve sexuality. Japan is crazy on things of violence. So, that's the sad thing on a lot of that. So, that's why sometimes people will tell you Japan is not necessarily the bastion of anti-censorship. It's more of a, like, see, that's, if I get around to playing Live a Live, that's going to be a similarly interesting topic. So, the original release of Live a Live, it's a SNES game. It's a Super Nintendo game. So, there was no waiting board, there was no standards. If Nintendo said they could release it, they could release it. Now, there's a lot of different jokes, humor, and stuff related to sexuality, panties, and stuff. And a lot of that got either shuffled, changed, like the whole panty thing apparently got completely changed into a different kind of item. Which a lot of people in the West took that as, boo! Square Enix became woke and censored, and look, a lot of companies have been doing stupid shit like that. So I can't necessarily blame a lot of uneducated people in that field. It's a little more complicated than that, though. So here's the two scenarios. They have the waiting board. They could keep all the gags and everything. They could have kept all the gags and everything exactly like the SNES game. The problem is to achieve the weighting they want, that the game would be higher weighting, because the game was for a younger audience. It's a goofy, silly JRPG. It's not necessarily meant for just simply adults. But keeping that humor would have made the weight, because the waiting board has been cracking down on, as much as some people won't tell this, they have been cracking down on sexuality more and more. That's why a lot of things were changed in Dragon Quest VIII on the 3DS. People who know the differences between the PS2 version, which was the original version, and the 3DS port, would know that several of Jessica's outfits were more clothed up. Because she had some very revealing outfits. And they clothed them up a bunch for the 3DS. And actually, really, when you look at Dragon Quest in general, like, they've been toning down puff jokes and stuff. Because the waiting board has been more harsh about sexuality. You can have sexuality. It just will mean your weighting will be higher. And see, that's the problem in that sense. If they want the lower weighting for younger people, they change some of the stuff to achieve that. Now, some of the stuff related to gender, because like in the Monk era storyline of Live a Live, there's a few lines of essentially misogyny. I mean, it's, to be fair, it is misogynist, because the characters are judging the ability of the female character on the fact that they're female. Which, there should be a little bit more in that, obviously. Sure, guys in general are usually more likely to be stronger than women, but that doesn't mean there can't be strong women. But the point is, regardless, that is essentially, you know, part of that era of time period and such. And they did change lines like that in the localization. And those, I would imagine, will probably more related to the whole woke localization kind of shit. But some of the stuff related to, like, the panty joke thing and that, like, is more likely more to do with the waiting board. But yeah, the waiting board is a very messy
どの
thing
材料を使おう
in Japan. The good old days where Japan had a lot more freedom have became greatly stranglehold at the end of the PS2 era. But, you know, it is important to note that even though the waiting board for Japan started near the end of the PS2, it's very important to note that even Resident Evil 1, a PS1 game, was censored in Japan because of decapitation. So, see, in that regards, that was still an issue, even before the waiting board. So I need things that's good for armor. Why would I... Ooh, defense boost. I need... Do I got a... Ooh, that's definitely a nice one. That's... Only weapons. It can go on accessories too, though. Which, I do need to make a lot of the other characters more accessories as well. Let's use that. I need the percent shit. Let's see. Yeah, that's for the weapon. Yeah. Well, they're very hypocritical people. I'm glad such people don't really hang out in VR chat. You know, oddly enough, last night when I was talking to William, I found, you know, I was telling William, you know, I find it interesting that a lot of LGBT 40 type people who are usually on the side of that kind of stuff, like, you find those kind of people nowhere in VR chat, really. And, you know, I told William, it's like, why do you think you don't find that kind of person in VR chat? He's like, I'm not really sure. And I'm like, it's basically, the way I see it is because VR chat is a, you know, like 90% a social interaction, you know. It's one of the main focuses is socializing. And those type of people can't socialize. They're unhinged. Like, did you see that Walmart video? Well, some lady cut some guy at Walmart, and he said something to her about, did you realize you just cut a bunch of people? And instead of being like, oh, I'm sorry, and get back in the line, she instead loses her mind screaming on top of her lungs. And, like, Walmart employees, or, like, what the... Yeah. Like, these type of people can't socialize at all. And that's why I don't... That's why I feel like they're like, non-existent in VR chat. Because, like, LGBT 40 people I know in VR chat are very sensible. Hell, some of them are very middle political or hate both political parties. So, they're like... It was really... odd to me to see LGBT people who aren't insane. Because as much as obviously there's good people and bad people and everything, you know, during this whole woke censorship kind of crap, you know, the sad thing is a lot of those people are very LGBT. And it is sad, but it is sadly true. And it's just nice to know those, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are some in VR chat, but I absolutely don't know any. Like I said, a lot of people are very nice, cool, chill, reasonable. Don't fucking want to murder you just because you might disagree on certain notes. Exactly. And I think that's a very interesting thing to point out in that kind of thing, is they can't socialize. They don't know how to, or they can't figure out how to. Ooh, there's a 5 thing. So I can take one of the 6s off. Let's put that on. Cause that'll merge together. Or I could, because I believe it did let me stack it even further. So I could do that and then stack another 6 on top of it. And that's for weapon. That's obviously for weapon. Guess we'll go down and get something else. But yeah, I mean, doesn't that make sense though? William's like, well, that does make some sense. I think it makes a lot of sense because I mean they can't. They honestly can't fucking socialize. The mere act of disagreeing sets these kind of people off into fits of some of the most childish crap ever. It makes you wonder how such people even can exist in any form of like life at all. Like that person at Walmart, you know, assuming what they said is true, you know, obviously I feel bad for someone to experience something like that, but that is just unreasonable level reaction to someone telling you that you accidentally cut a bunch of people. That's just crazy. That's... I think that'll be good. I mean, you know, I can understand somebody not wanting to be touched if they... But yeah, that's the thing that's confusing about the whole thing is, I mean, even if what they said is true, like, at least in the context of the video, they didn't touch them, so like it's just kind of confusing. Wait, was the there? Yeah. This gave me 2. Yeah, that's what most people reaction to it was. Now I'm just being fair. It is important to know it is within only the context of what we know in the video, because things sometimes do happen off screen that we don't get that can change the context of what happened. Like, I remember when a lot of riots happened, one clip that was going around was showing a group of people kicking someone, and from what I understand, that person was kicked to death. And a lot of people were using that randomly to say, you know, someone things like that. But the thing that became more important later was the full context of what was going on. The person had a weapon and was actually trying to attack people. So it was a self-defense thing. So I'm just saying, I do try to be fair that there may be things off the video that we don't know of, but that's why I say, assuming everything is accurate and truthful, yeah, I would say that they were way overreacting in that. But yeah, that's all really weird. And you know, it's odd because you do have the option to just pay via your phone now. You can apparently like scan all your shit in and pay through your phone now. So that makes it all the more confusing why they wouldn't use something like that. And of course, you know, there's the pickup and all that kind of crap too. Oh, I do agree it went too far, but still, the fact that they had a weapon and they were threatening said people, I do feel like it was obviously going too far, kicking them to death. It's still a very disturbing video, and it doesn't make it much better, but it still is important to note that the person was threatening violence and attacking them. So that was a incident of being wrong, but did it make them any better for doing it? I would say it did not make them better, but it is a more justifiable reason on them to do something. But obviously, the because it was a mob of multiple people, it got overdid. But I don't want to go into a lot of details about that stuff if you know, because we're on Twitch and that. You know, I'm very open about people talking about things as long as everyone's you know, all mature about it. But I do like to try and not go too crazy into some details in that kind of stuff, so I'd like to not go too much farther on that. But I was just trying to use that as an example of how the context of a small clip changed by having just a little bit more of it. That is something, sadly, all political sides like doing very often on the internet. So that is my 2 cents to everyone, is to always keep an open mind that you could be getting manipulated into thinking a certain way. It's always a good thing to ask for more context of a matter or to look into it more. Because sometimes, I think, oh, you know, a better example probably would have been used the whole Pro Jared situation. You know, initially when the whole thing happened with Pro Jared, it made Pro Jared look like he was a horrible scumbag cheating on his wife. And then just to think, like, what was it, maybe 2 months later or something, when he finally told a lot of details and stuff about what was going on, that the whole thing completely flipped on his ex-wife so hard. Like, oh my goodness. And I am ashamed to say that I did hop on that bandwagon of basically wiggling my finger at him in the early parts of that, which is something I obviously apologized for that, but that's in the past. But that's another example of that. Wait, what request? Actually, when did it become a mess again, actually? Because it got cleaned up. I actually did not notice it got messy again. When did that happen? Yeah, like legit, when did it become messy again, actually? I actually did not even realize that. I did not even realize that. What the hell? I'll just ask my best friend to do it again. Yeah, be a mature adult. Oh no. I'll just create a doll to do it for me. No, don't. I'll make a fortune selling my alchemy cleaning set. Need to get a stain out of your rug? Use alchemy. Need to get dust out of your windows? Use alchemy. All magic alchemy potions, good for everything. It gets stains out. It gets oil out. It gets jelly monster stains out. It'll keep all the blood and full out of your equipment. Use alchemy to clean it all and scrub it out. New alchemy chemicals. It'll clean everything.
なくていいです。ここに来たのはアトリエをお掃除するためなんじゃ。いいのよ。確かにそのつもりだったんだけ
And
ど。
then smoke. Like, it'd be funny if they start talking and then, like, smoke slowly starts seeping out of windows while they're talking. That would be hilarious.
ソフィーが自分から部屋の掃除を考えるなんて100年に一度あるかどうかのことだもの。はあ、天変地異と同じくらい
A miracle!
珍しいです。
A miracle!
そうなの。きっとこれもソフィーの成長につながるはず。あの子が成長したいって思ってるんだもの。幼馴染として私だって応援してあげたいじゃない。
Well, yeah, you know, it's an anime about silly shit, so... I mean, in real life, yeah.
モニカさん。
It'd just be funny because, like, whatever she made through alchemy is likely not working would be the joke.
ということで帰りましょう、コルネリア。しばらくしたらまた様子を見に来ること
We'll
にし
see
よ
if
うか。
anything remains in the morning.
はい、モニカさんがそう言うなら。でもなんでしょう、なんとなく嫌な予感が。
Dun, 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 dun.
気のせいだといいですが。
Oh no. 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 Don't make living brooms. No. That's not a good idea. Oh, this ain't gonna be a good idea. Oh no.
どれを選ぼうかな。
This is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be good at all. Like, do you know how horribly wrong this could go? Like, there's so many things that can go wrong right now. There is so much that can go horribly wrong here. Cornell transformed into a female name. He looks like there's nothing in the game from properly putting anything on the board, so just stack it all up and watch everything go horribly wrong.
どの特性をつけようかな。こんな感じでいい？こんな感じで、これでバッチリ出来上がり。
Oh, this can only lead to bad things.
掃除道具の出来上がり。これさえあればお部屋も。
Yeah, this isn't gonna be good.
ソフィー。あ、モニカ？コールちゃんまで。どうしたの？
Konanai.
ごめんね、ソフィー。あなたのことをしばらく監視させて
I'm
もらっ
very disappointed.
監視？ずいぶん物騒な響きだね。物騒ではないです。じーっと見てただけです。一日中、四六時中、花が開くくらい。
Well, when you say it that way, it makes it even more terrifying.
そんなに？全然気づかなかった。 けど、どうしていきなり監視なんて？私の何にそんな興味があって。それはね、ソフィー、あなたの成長よ。あなた、自分で部屋の掃除をしようって道具を考えてたわよね。うん、よく知ってるね。はい、二人でじーっと見てましたから、ソフィーさんのこと何でも知ってるです。
Really wanting to lay that in real thick.
重い重い、さすがに重いよコルちゃん。っていうか、本当にそんなに見てたの？見てたのは本当だけど、さすがに何でもは知らないわ。でもあなたの向上心はよく知ってる。
Your ambition to cheat cleaning, that is.
偉いわソフィー、立派よ。とっても立派だわ。
You might be graduating her way too soon.
さあ、私たちに見せてちょうだい。あなたの作った掃除道具を。ああ、うん。ね、これだ。
Here it is.
これはほうきです。そう、名付けて生きてるよ。
I became God and made living inanimate objects.
放っておけば勝手に掃除と片付けをしてくれる優れものなんだ。え？放っておけば勝手に？うん、これがあれば自分で掃除をする必要もない。すごいでしょ。どう？モニカにも一本作って。没収。
Oh!
当たり前よ。没収に決まってるでしょ。見損なったわソフィー。掃除を楽にする道具を作るのかと思ってたのに、勝手に掃除をする道具
Well,
を作ってそれに
I
任
mean,
せるなんて。
technically it is.
掃除くらい道具に任せないで自分でやりなさい。というわけで、この道具は没収。しばらく掃除にも来ないからね。よーく反省して自分でどうにかすることにね。
Ooh. Oh deal.
モニカ？ちょっと待ってよモニカ。ああ、行っちゃった。コルちゃん、私何がダメだったのかな。発想です。そんなにダメかな。道具にお掃除を任せようとする
It
の。
probably was.
普通はそうは考えないです。そっか。それは大変失礼いたしました。でもさ、苦手なものは苦手なんだもん。私なりに何とかしようとしたんだけど。苦手なものは苦手でいいと思うです。誰だって苦手なことはあるです。苦手なことは誰かにお願いするです。私もこの前ソフィーさんに頼りましたし。あ、そっか。確かにそうだよね。みんな得意なことと不得意なことがあって、お互いに支え合って生きてるんだもんね。はい。だからソフィーさんは得意なことで、錬金術でみんなを支えればいいです。うん、そういえばおばあちゃんも言ってたな。苦手なことは友達に頼るのも大切。その代わり友達が困ってたら助けてあげなさいって。ありがとねコルちゃん。私ちょっと無理してたかも。苦手なことを苦手だって認めて人に頼るのもある意味成長って言えるよね。はいです。モニカさんも 謝れば許してくれるはずです。うん。じゃあ今から謝りに行ってくるよ。
Oh no.
それでお願いしてくる。
No. No, no, don't do that part.
これからも2日に1回アトリエの大掃除をしてほしい。
No. No, no, you're not wanting.
はい、それがいいと思うです。頑張ってくだ
No,
さい。
no, that's not a good idea.
あ、でも一つだけ。2日に1回大掃除が必要なのはさすがに汚しすぎです。直した方がいいと思うです。
See, for a second, I was almost going to say, is she going to do like a scene where she leaves and then she's like, sucker?
精進します。
Oh no. Too much. What a weird, weird little thing. Weird, weird little things. So we are at 27 hours. See, the listing's full there, so there might not be any more party members, maybe. I'm getting closer to 20, so... I do have to wonder how far we are, though, at this point.